Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Bob here. Thanks so much for stopping by. So today we're going to be taking a look at two watches from a brand new micro brand with, I think, a pretty unique design and at a very affordable price point. The company is Mass Watches out of Australia, and we're going to be looking at their first offering, the Irukandji. And if you're not familiar, Irukandji is actually the smallest and one of the most venomous jellyfish in the world. And when we take a look at the watch, you'll see where they've taken some design cues from that jellyfish. So let's get into the watches. All right, so just a little backstory on the brand. Mass Watches is actually short for Matthew and Son Watches. Matthew is a watch enthusiast, he's a collector, and his son Tate has taken an interest in watches too, so they decided to combine their entrepreneurial spirit with their passion. They've come up with the Irukandji as their first offering to the watch world. At the moment, there's three colors. There's the black and the pink, and there's also a blue model that I don't have here today. There's a couple of other fun color potentials coming too from Mass. Now, I just want to talk about the overall design, and it's a pretty neat one. The way that the watch flows from the crystal to the bezel and then the angle of the bezel to the case matching there, it just gives it a really cool look. The way it's designed with how the case flares out to 42 millimeters at its widest point makes it wear quite a bit smaller than your typical 42 millimeter diver. That bevel along the bottom of the case here, along with how the drilled lugs angle down, seats it really nicely on wrist, and you can see from that side profile where they get the name for the watch. So it's not too often I have a pink watch on the channel, so we'll swap over to this one for a couple of minutes here. My wife and especially my daughter really like this one, so let me just hit you with some of the numbers on these. So the case width on this one comes in again at 42 millimeters. Lug to lug is 46 millimeters. The lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is just over 15 millimeters. That includes that heavily domed sapphire crystal, which does have AR on the underside. If we look at the case back, we have a really cool stamped jellyfish logo, and on the perimeter it shows the water resist of 200 meters and the movement the watch is running, which is the NH35. The dial is cleanly laid out with the Mass logo printed up top, and Irukandji and the water resist at the 6. Nice big markers at the 6, 9, and 12, and that date framed in steel at the 3. Now, unfortunately, no loom shot today. These are prototypes, and they were trying a few different loom formulas. They've settled on BGW9 for the production models. The hands, hour markers, and the bezel, I'm told, will have a healthy dose of loom on that final product. As far as the moving parts go, the crown, which is at the 10, it is a signed crown with the Mass logo there. It's very easy to grip and use. It does take a little getting used to versus the typical crown positions, but I like the look there. It actually gives you a little more range of motion on wrist. The bezel has a nice clicky action. Everything lines up good. There is just a slight bit of back play, but nothing serious. So these will be launching on Kickstarter. I believe it's the 7th of June at a starting price of about $230 US for early birds. I think that's for the first 50 backers. The watches will be coming out on these two-piece nylon straps, and you're going to have a choice from 8 other straps as a second option. Matt sent along this rubber strap, and I think this was a really great pairing for both of these watches. They will also be coming with a watch roll, so you're getting quite a bit for the cost. So let's get one of these on wrist here. All right, so here it is, and I find it really wears a lot smaller than a 42 millimeter diver, at least to my eye. The bezel diameter actually comes in at a little under 40 millimeters, so I find it's closer to that than the 42, but let's swap over to the pink, and I'll throw it on the rubber for a bit of a different look here too. All right, so here is the pink version, and this probably wouldn't be the one that I would opt for. It's got a really nice looking dial, though. It was kind of fun having his and hers watches for a few days with my wife. Actually, the blue version would probably be my pick. They picked a really nice shade of blue. I'm going to leave links to where you can see that one and get more info on the watches below. And actually, Aaron from the OFD channel and Chris from Marshall Time are getting that one, so they'll have vids on that very soon. Scott from Watches Galore is getting these two, so look out for all their videos. I'll leave links to their channels below too. So overall, I think they've really got it right with this one in terms of design. It's got a solid spec sheet and at a good price, so big thanks to Mass Watches for lending these in. Best of luck with the Kickstarter campaign. Thanks to you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.